What is up, FPG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Tower of Fantasy video. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Nemesis and whether or not she's worth going for upon global release. Now, after speaking to a CN veteran for Tower of Fantasy, massive shout out to Citus. Thank you so much for speaking with me. It's kind of a yes and no answer, and I'm going to try and make it as simple to understand as possible when it comes to Nemesis. And it's really just going to be based off of what you plan on doing for your account and your gameplay style. And a massive shout out to the Ida Cafe on Discord as well. I'm going to leave a link to their Discord in the description down below. They have such great guides for Tower Fantasy. I implore you, join their Discord and you can get such great information over there that can really help you with the game. So thank you, Ida Cafe and Citus, so much for all of the information. So like I mentioned, it's a bit of a yes and no answer and really just dependent on what you plan on doing with your account, because with Nemesis, she's a great character and a great weapon to have. The thing about it is that her weapon is mainly a heal slash support first and then a main DPS second. So let me explain. At lower stars, so for example 1 star, her weapon just mainly heals and buff the electric attack by a bit. But as you get more stars for this weapon, mainly 6 stars, it then does really good healing, buffs the electric attack even more, but it also does some pretty damn good damage also. So you have to keep that in mind. It's really dependent on how hard you plan on going on the banner. So if you are planning to just get the weapon once, so just get 1 star, then you're really just getting a main healing weapon. That is what it is first and foremost. If you plan on going hard and going further all the way to 6 stars, which by the way Citus informed me takes about 400 pulls on average, then you're just getting a really well-rounded weapon that's going to be doing damage, healing, and supporting the electric type. And that's another thing that I did want to mention is the buffing of the electric type. This is amazing for if you're going to main characters like Samir and Crow, which in today's video we're going to talk about how to probably optimize your gacha or your pulls when it comes to these SSR selectors, the pity, and everything that is surrounding that. So we're going to talk about that a little later in this video as well. But if you plan on maining characters like Samir or Crow, then Nemesis is going to be massive for you, because not only are you getting a healer, which is great, but you're also getting a character that can buff the electric element for you, and buff your electric attacks, which is correlated and directly helps Samir and Crow, because that's what they do, is electric attacks. So Nemesis is going to be a great pairing with them, and I think that's how you're going to get a fantastic start to the game as well. For example, what I plan on doing, if you just want a reference, is that I plan on, depending on who I get on my pity, is to SSR selector Samir and then go ahead and pull Nemesis and pair Nemesis with Samir and basically main those two at the beginning of the game. So I have Nemesis who's going to be healing, and as well as Nemesis is able to do a lot of passive damage by planting electrodes on the field. So I'm getting a healer, somebody that can do some passive damage with the electrodes, and then I switch into my main DPS Samir, who now has her electric attacks buff, getting healing, has passive damage on the field, and then she's doing tons of damage as well. That's what I plan on doing for my own account, and just going, going all in on that. But that's basically how you need to look at this when it comes to Nemesis. So just to break it down for you really quickly, so at 1 star, you're going to get the healing with Nemesis like we mentioned, but then you're going to get the 20% electric attack for buffing the electric element for you. But at 6 stars, this is where it gets pretty nutty. At 6 stars, it buffs the electric attack by 50% and can plant 2 electrodes to do lots of damage and give passive healing while you're switched to a different weapon. Once again, it's just really dependent on what you plan on doing for your account and really how you want to build your account, the direction that you're trying to go. So I did want to mention as a disclaimer, this is what Citus recommends, the veteran on the CN version, is that if you don't plan on going 6 stars for Nemesis and you don't plan on obtaining Samir or Crow, then you are probably better off skipping Nemesis and waiting for other characters like Ruby and Saki probably down the road, as they will probably be a better option than Nemesis. Not that Nemesis is not a good character. Nemesis is a good character in her own right. It's just that if you don't plan on going necessarily deep and you don't plan on maining Samir or Crow or getting them, then Nemesis might be a character that you opt out of, or you plan on skipping, and you maybe look for other characters down the road that might fit your account a little bit better and might fit what you're trying to do a little bit better, right? So hopefully that helps on whether or not you should go for Nemesis. Hopefully that wasn't too convoluted. Now, speaking about how you could probably get the best start when it comes to the launch of Tower of Fantasy on the global side, and how to not make a mistake, because with the launch of Tower of Fantasy and this Nemesis banner, there are a few things that you can do. So you have the SSR selector, but there's also what appears to be a built-in pity at 30 pulls with the gold nucleus. So, and it appears that that is going to carry over to the global side. So what you want to make sure is that before you use your SSR selector, you're going to want to make sure you hit that pity, and I believe it's within 30 pulls. So it's not 30 pulls exactly. I think it's somewhere within 30 pulls, you're guaranteed an SSR. You're going to want to do that first before you use your SSR selector. The reason being is because depending on who you get on that pity could determine who you get on that SSR selector. The last thing you want to do is use the SSR selector to pick a character, and then when you do your 30 pull pity, you get that same character, right? You want to be a little more well-rounded, so you want to make sure that you do the 30 pity so you know exactly who you're getting. And then once you know who you're getting for the 30 pity, then you can make a wise decision with your SSR selector. And then depending on who you get with your SSR selector will determine if you want to go for Nemesis or not. Unless you just plan on going for Nemesis regardless, because that character looks great, her weapons are really cool, and you want a healer that can do some passive damage and buff the electric element. So once again, just really dependent on what you want to do. But I think that's how you're going to get the best start when it comes to Tower Fantasy for global. Once again, I do hope this video helped. I hope you got some good information from it, and I hope it helps you better decide on what you're going to do on official release for the global side. And I want to do more videos like this to help you guys out, so that way you guys know exactly what you're doing with Tower Fantasy. You're not making any mistakes, and you have the best start possible, and then the best enjoyment of the game possible. So anyways, I'm going to get on out of here. I hope you have a fantastic day. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody, but you can call me further. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.